Alright, hey guys, what's going on? This is Space here, and welcome back to another review. So today we have a review on Sleeping Dogs. So alright, let's go ahead and get started, shall we?
Hello, Mr. Shen. Or should I say, Officer Shen. The last cup I had in this chair lasted almost 48 hours. Would you like to try for a new record? Call me when he comes around. There's no rush.
This is your last chance to come in clean.
What's he gonna do? Arrest me? Call me a rogue cop?
I don't know what he'll do.
I am doing what needs to be done.
Wei here's the real deal.
Why are the bad ones always so good looking?
Bona fide tribe killer from the streets.
How'd you think this was gonna go down? Whatever it takes, you remember that?
Betray your brothers, and you will die 1,000 times over.
This motherfucker right here's a snitch! I came on to take down his son on you, not to shuffle the deck.
We knew you would become personally attached.
You tell Mr. Lee that his people stay the fuck out of our territory, and in return, we'll let him live. It's war now. You want the chairman? I report to him now. You want the Red Poles? I'm one of them. Show these motherfuckers what it means to be Sun On Yee!
That's what worries me, Wei. You're one of them.
Alright, so here we go. So Sleeping Dogs was released in 2012, and it was released for the PS4, the PS3, Xbox One, Xbox 360, Microsoft Windows, Mac OS. And alright, so it was made by United Front Games and Square Enix Europe. Alright, so this game's story is easily one of the best stories I've played through to this very date. So in the game, you are Wei Chan, an undercover cop with a troubled past. But man, Wei is such an awesome character. I mean, look at his name. It's so cool, man. I mean, heck, I'd probably name all of my kids Wei. Alright, now, anyways. So, in the present, Wei is charged with the task of infiltrating a triad in Hong Kong, the Sun On Yee.
I'm Sun On Yee, motherfucker.
And it's up to him to do whatever it takes to get them to trust him, and then eventually up to him to take down the Sun On Yee from the inside. And fun fact, the Sun On Yee is actually a real triad in Hong Kong. I mean, I looked it up and was like, holy crap, it really is. So I was curious, and okay. So anyways, so also some interesting things to note is that the writer actually talked to triads in Hong Kong to get a more of a realistic tone and feel to the game, which I thought was really awesome. And he said his experience was both cool and scary, which is very understandable. And it sure paid off. The story is one of the greatest parts of this game. It deals with a Stockholm-like syndrome kind of stuff, and getting overly attached to stuff like people, not like actually like, oh yeah, I love this thing. It's like, I love my dog. I love this chair. This chair is the best chair. No, not like that's like actual people. But I mean a dog. Okay, whatever. Okay, so all right, and it also deals with like what is right and what is wrong, and kind of blurs the lines a little bit too, which I thought was really cool. And okay, so the characters are also memorable and well written. Like I can name a few right now. You've got Winston. You've got Jackie. I mean, they're such awesome characters. I love them. And yeah, okay. So the gameplay is another great aspect about this game. I mean, a game is not just the story. It's actually the gameplay as well. It's called a gameplay. Gameplay and game. Okay, you get it. But okay, so the game is an open world game where you get to drive cars or take taxis to your destination. Now, a taxi is basically a fast drive, or well, like a quick travel. So if you don't like driving around the city of Hong Kong, then there you go. It's a nice option. I personally love driving in open world games, but okay. So driving around the city, like I said, is pretty fun. The city is fairly large, and along with the main missions, there are some other things to be done, such as you can go on dates, you can do favors for people, you can shop for clothes and food, which food, of course, regenerates your health, which is very useful. You can also buy energy drinks and stuff that also help with that. and give you some extra bonuses like health regeneration and damage, which is pretty cool. You can also buy cars, of course. You can stop drug deals. You can steal cars. So you can do karaoke. Yes, that's right. I said karaoke. And you can also do police cases, which are also pretty dang fun. And there are also collectible items and shrines to collect / activate, which reward you. Like the collectibles, like the statues, they give you new fighting moves, and which is really awesome and very helpful. And the shrines give you health upgrades, which is really nice. Okay. Alright, so the fighting is another key factor of this game, which the creators take pride in. Alright, so the fighting is similar to the Arkham series, the Batman Arkham series, but it's different enough that it doesn't feel like it's copying it. So, as you go, you learn some new moves, which is extremely helpful at times. It helps you to take down those annoying thugs. Like, there's a roundhouse kick, which is super helpful. You get it towards the end, and man, it's great. Okay, but anyways, so the fighting is a martial arts based combat, and it is very satisfying when you get it all down and stuff. It's also kind of more like a one button fighting, where you just press one button to do like multiple stuff, like you quick hold and stuff like that, combos and stuff. You also get to use if you're on the computer, you get to use E and F as well. I'm not sure what the controls are for the console, but yeah. Alright, there's also environmental takedowns, which allow you to shove someone into a fish tank or close a door on someone's face, or even put them in an ice chopper, which is pretty brutal. And okay, so there's also gunplay in the game. It isn't really anything new, but it's still fun. There is, however, a slow motion mechanic that's pretty cool, like where you can shift, like you jump over cover and you like at slow motion, you hold down your gun and you like shoot people. It's really satisfying. It's really awesome. But okay. So yeah, it's pretty simple. If you've played third-person games with guns like Tomb Raider, stuff like that, Saints Row 4, you get pretty used to it, so okay. And the driving isn't also anything that new, but the cars handle well. Depending on the car, some of the cars are a little iffy, but most of them are pretty dang good. And it has some good driving mechanics. Alright, so the one problem I had with the game is that a good majority of the buildings are just shells. It really doesn't affect the gameplay that much, but I mean, it's still worth mentioning. But like many open world games, there are radio stations which you can listen to in the car or motorcycle, whatever. The music in the game that is provided on the radio stations is pretty awesome, and sometimes it even switches over, like not like you know, like you're on this station, it's like, oh, hold on, I'm going to switch over to this station, but like sometimes when you hop into a car and you're like in a certain moment, it kind of like decides what music it plays, I guess, which I thought was really cool. So at first I thought, I was like, wait, is this the background music? And I realized, like, oh wait, it's the radio, so that's pretty awesome. Like, yeah, the music really fits well. It's got a kind of Asian sort of feel to it. Some of them have some American music as well, of course. And it even has some ads too, which is really cool. Like, it has not only ads in English, but also in Cantonese and Mandarin Chinese, which I thought was really cool. And yeah, so that's pretty awesome. Definitely provides a nice feel to the overall game. Like, there's some calming music for those long car rides and stuff. It really just makes car rides even more fun. So, okay. And being that this is the definitive version, it does come with some DLC, which adds some more story that you can do afterwards, or you can do whenever, which is pretty awesome. I'm not really going to go into too many specifics about that, because it might reveal some spoilers, but yeah. And, alright. So the missions are pretty awesome. They're very fun. Some of them have similar feels to them, but most of them are very different. Well, not very different, but they are pretty different. And of course, you've got your car chases and stuff. You've got your thug fights and stuff, but they still feel different, and it's very fun. And they usually aren't super long, so you can probably defeat one in like maybe 20 to 30 minutes, depending on how what the mission is. So yeah. So one last fun fact before we get into my rating. I think we've covered basically everything here. Is okay. So the game was actually originally called True Crime Hong Kong, which I thought was pretty interesting. And then shifted over to Square Enix, I think, where they changed it to Sleeping Dogs, which is pretty awesome. I like the name. And okay, so my final review is a 5 out of 6, which is on my list a highly recommended. I had a blast, but just kept on wanting me to come back and play some more. It's just such an awesome game. Definitely worth your time. And okay, so thank you guys so much for watching. Hope you enjoyed this review. And if you noticed, you may have noticed, this review is actually scripted. This part is actually not scripted, believe it or not. I just added it in right at the end. But I feel like the scripted videos go a little better, so we'll see how that goes. Let me know what you guys think, if you guys like the scripted version better, if you're just me doing improv, because I mean, it's not too bad. But okay, sorry, I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye-bye.